Oh, you want a heavy helmet?
Yeah, heavy helmet.
Alright, sounds good. You just have to pay the difference. You'll get that installed in your helmet for 5 coppers.
Yeah.
Are you
Could
at
have
12?
sold my old helmet and then.
You could do that, but it's more expensive. You can just pay the difference. They'll just install a visor piece on your helm.
Okay.
We've got time.
Yeah.
Gamison, do you want to upgrade that
Does
too?
does that does that offer anything better to armor class, or is
Yep,
this
it does. So now that you have a heavy helmet, it's an additional -1 bonus. So originally,
okay?
your armor class was -2 bonus from your body armor right here, your helmet and gamson, an additional -1 from your shield. So you would be at 7/6, right? 6 with your shield, 7 without it. Now, because you bought a heavy helmet or you upgraded it, now it becomes 6 normally and then 5 with the shield, right? So you
All
have
right.
armor class 6
Let's
5.
get a upgraded Gamilson.
All right, and that's another 5 coppers. Now your armor class becomes 5/4.
Is there a heavy shield?
There is, yeah. You want to upgrade your shield? You can trade it in and just pay the
Yeah.
difference. Okay.
Now
Sloan,
You can
would
have
heavy
there
shield.
all everywhere.
it's not
All right.
so would a heavy shield be like one of those two-handed shields, like you have to two-hand, or can it still be one-handed?
It's one-handed still. It's just heavier and larger. It's like a kite shield.
Okay, kite shield. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. I'm becoming a proper warrior. Let's go. And
Yeah. So it's 5/3 now. It's your armor class. It's pretty
all
good
right,
now.
and have 7 copper pieces.
And now you have 2 after upgrading your shield.
Okay, two. List of items. I need some type of pole arm. I don't think I have enough for a pole arm, but
Yeah, you don't have enough for a pole arm, but you have enough for a 10-foot pole if you want to be a trap checker. So you can check traps and make sure you guys don't
yeah,
step on any booby traps.
let's get a pole just in case.
All right, a slung pole
If
costs 2 coppers. Yeah. Is that fine? Yeah.
if they reset. Yeah.
All right. Good on you. Now you can check traps now. All right. You should be ready to go now. And we still need our third.
Yeah.
All right. So looks like Carm's not showing up. I'm not sure about gold. Let me text him again. All right.
I'm kind of surprised. You have so many people in this server, and not many people play.
Yeah.
But it is also kind of late, so.
Yeah. Time differences too.
What time is it for you?
It's 2 p.m. 2 in the afternoon.
Where are you at again?
Japan. How about you
Japan.
guys? You're in America?
I'm in America.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
it's
on the
pretty late.
Pacific Standard Time, so.
Okay, so we might maybe have to do a 2-man. It'd be pretty risky, right? But
Would be.
let me see if one more person can join us. I'll do one more ping. Maybe other adventurers are available.
Yeah, maybe. Could ask, see if one of my friends would be willing. If we don't. I doubt they would, though, because it's late for both of us. Please, come on.
Alright, I suppose we can do a 2-man. A very small
2-man?
party. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. If anything, If you really think you need help, you can hire some retainers in town. But otherwise, we'll just be careful.
We're broke, so
Alright, let's get started here. So, the two of you have gathered a small team in the small medieval town of Down, which is a frontier settlement along the coast here. And parties like yourselves, adventurers, have used this town as sort of a base of operations, right? Where they'll set out into dangerous wilderness in search of opportunities for gold and glory, also known as adventure, right? Near Down are a few dangerous locations you might visit, such as the North Cavern, where rumored kobolds have been reported to be inhabiting, right, and raiding from. And we've got a slightly more dangerous place to the east in the dense woods here, dividing the human territories from the elf territories, are the orc and goblin territories, the cavern to the east, right? These greenskins share that territory. To the far southeast, if you're willing to go on for a more dangerous risk, even more dangerous than this one, is the spawn of the undead who are spreading their plague, right, from an ancient ruin, an evil temple, to the southeast in the swamps, right? Undead emerge from those swamplands and continue to spread across and plague the land, right? So, uh, otherwise, Down is a mostly peaceful territory for the most part. It every now and then has to defend its borders, but if you want, you can also even visit nearby settlements that are always in need of help too. Like Dolg's a frontier village that's always being raided by various enemy types from the north and east borders. And we've got Istan, a mountain village, right? That has problems beneath their depths in their minds as they dig into enemy territories. They, discover other cave dwellers and monsters down there that they have to fight against, right? In order to continue working. And of course, extracting valuable and precious metals and resources from those mountains. So lots of opportunity, and Down itself also has opportunities. It's a trade town, right? It's kind of the center of business, and they always need help with, trade and all that. They have a lot of issues with raiders, Vikings, bandits, right, along the coast, along the road, right? Always hiring mercenaries to dish out the law, right? Collect bounties and such on these criminals, right? But it's just two of you, so lots of different job types, but there's only so much a couple of adventurers might do, and the recommended one for smaller crews or for weaker parties is to visit the peaceful grasslands, somewhat peaceful grasslands to the north, where it's not as peaceful toward the heart of it, the territories of kobolds. They dwell under those grassy hills in their caves, right? Their base of operations there, where they will, of course, return with their loot that they've stolen and raided, or stolen during their raids, right? So you can go out there and hunt them down and recover what loot you can, keep it for yourself, right? Or spend it in town, or return it to the people. Your choice. But yeah,
alright.
you guys will both get to choose what you want your characters to do for this adventure.
Alright, so last time when I was adventuring, I went up to the Cobalt Cave. We found on the east a bunch of copper that we could mine. Me and my last group was going to get some wood and set it up and maybe mine it out. So it seems like unfortunately it seems like they're busy right now. We could go up there, cut some wood, and make those bridges across those shafts to make them not hazards anymore. And there are already some supplies that we left up there. Do not know if they're gone yet. Someone might have took them, but if I remember correctly, there was at least 60 pounds of rations. If I remember correctly, no one took them.
Alright, so you've shared your ideas, right? He might not be very familiar with what you're talking of, right? But suppose Nadar, what do you think? Lots of opportunities lie before you. You've joined up with this guy named Connor, a veteran, a first level fighter who has some experience with the cavern north of here, and he explains that he'd like you to go with him or accompany him on his plans to, of course, secure a position, right, with wood. So, and possibly further his delve, right, and exploration of the caves. Would you like to do that, or do you have any other ideas or questions or concerns on what you might want to do next?
No, that sounds pretty fun.
Okay, so you're on board with Connor. All right.
Mm.
So after some plans.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I will say. Well, I would just say it is mostly just kind of set up for when the bigger crew comes in with all the carts and stuff, where we can mine a cup. Since there's just only two of us, we could probably mine not too much. There's also this hole we found in there that was full of flowers. Inside the east part too. It could lead to somewhere we don't know. We weren't risking it. That's something I also think you should know too. So, are you
Really
ready to go?
Flowers. Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Also, watch out for bandits. They might be around. That's what my that's what I heard from the last my last group.
Okay, so in that case, after some plans in Down, it sounds like you guys are ready to start traveling to the cavern north of Down, right? The usual course of travel is to take the road, and then eventually there's a side trail that branches off from the road and to the well-known and often explored south entry of the North Cavern, right? Last time I think your crew visited the east entry, not so explored, right? Somewhat dangerous. You guys met a crew in there, a group of dwarves last time. So they were exploring the area, but you came across a couple of guards further into the tunnels, right? Maybe you'll see them again, maybe not. Are you alright with the usual course of travel along the road and trail, or do you want to take a different route?
I don't. Let's take it safe. Take
Save a lot of time just cutting straight through.
Could. But we could. It's like only like a couple hour walk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about maybe an hour or two, depending on your rate of movement. If you take the road, you move a lot faster.
Oh, that's not bad then.
Yeah.
It's 3 miles away. The only issue is if you decide to go straight north, you'll have to cross the river somehow. And there's no bridge over here. There's a
Yeah.
bridge here at the road. So
Yeah, we don't.
That's true.
you could possibly cross that bridge and then venture
Cross.
straight north. But then, of course,
But how much
But
time?
what's the terrain look like? Is it like mountains, flatland?
it's flat, it's grassy. And the road increases your
Okay.
speed by 50% though. So either way, it's the same speed,
Uh,
right?
Yeah. I was
The,
gonna
the
say
road
it's gonna
only
be about
goes
the same.
a longer route because it has to connect to Dog as well. That's why. So, but technically, going straight north and going along the road is about the same speed and distance.
Yeah.
At the
But-
same time, I feel like it'd be more dangerous to just walk the road.
The road is often, patrolled by outlaws, but also by guards from the various settlements and mercenary companies trying to secure the road and ensure its safety. They can't be everywhere at once, though, naturally, right?
Yeah.
The road
the
or the
road.
grasslands? What do you guys think?
I say take the road because then less chance of getting lost.
That's fair point.
All right, and what do you
We
say?
just have to be
Sir
careful
Post?
of the bandits. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good,
I'm
sorry,
good with
my
taking
bad.
the road.
All right.
If we do see bandits, let's just run. But as soon as we see bandits, we just get out of there or give them
I
what
need
they
to-
want.
I need to add testicular torsion to my spell book in cases like that.
You could create that spell eventually, yeah, with enough time and money, resources, and magic power.
Oh my goodness.
Or similar spells, at
That
least.
is-
Anything.
That would be very
Potion
painful.
Spell, like,
All
My
right.
greatest weakness is women.
Yeah,
yeah.
would not work. All right. The road it is. From down, you begin your march, your course of travel on the road. Your party's rate of movement is medium footman, right? So 2 miles an hour is your rate, but the road increases your speed by 50%, so now it's 3 miles an hour. and the cavern is roughly 3 miles away, so it should only take you about 3 hour or 1 hour to get there if all goes well. As you travel this road, there is a 1 in 6 chance for a wilderness encounter, or an encounter of some kind, right? And there's also a chance for bandits. So, no wilderness encounter. Now we'll check for bandits. 1 in 6 chance you come across bandits. Right, safe travels. After an hour of marching on this road that goes through the grassy lands north of Down, you eventually come across the trail, which takes you north into the grassy hills. And you find, of course, up ahead, the south entry, or the south cavern, which is encamped by a party of adventurers, a caravan of merchants, and a crew of miners, right? So, this is the often explored area. It's a safe zone, right? It's not recommended to go there unless you want to look for scraps. You're more often encouraged to explore the other cavern, the other entries, right?
Yeah. Like, we're going to be going east cavern.
The east cavern? Okay. So, you just avoid the encampment in case you need a resupply or get some help. You can always go back to the base camp on the south side. But you head over to the east side, and we can begin our expedition. Any questions or concerns before we start? Or get into the... Okay. So, here's our map from the last expedition. Most of these crew members are not here today. Jerry's not here. Connor is here. Trouble's not here.
Yeah.
Poseidon's not. Aveen, Mitchell.
I don't have a kettle hat no more. I have a different.
You want a new
I have
token?
a full, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
sure.
It feels a little bit more.
Alright, if you
Alright.
see one you want, let me know and I'll grab it for you. You both need a token, so.
I see one.
Here's an upgrade of yours, right? A full helm version
Yeah.
of the kettle.
Yeah, that'll work.
Creepy little eyes poking out.
So I've got the bever.
I keep my kettle home.
Alright, and
yeah, 12.
then level 12 fighter. Maybe one day. Suppose Nadar, if you see a token you want, tell me to stop and I'll grab it based on column and row or whatever.
I like that. Up, like the top right.
This one?
Very right. Yeah, that one. No, the
Oh,
one
Oh,
next
the other
to
one.
it. Oh, the one next to it.
On the right side? This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Good to go.
I look old.
I mean, the name fits the picture.
Indeed.
Man,
Suppose Nadar.
honestly, you would look like.
So what do you think?
Whoa.
Serpos Nadar or Serpos Nadar or
Surpass
Serpos
Nadar? Surpass. I think it might be Pos too. That's fine.
Serpos.
Surpass Nadar. We'll figure out the
Yeah.
We'll get used to the pronunciation.
Yes,
Pronunciation eventually.
So I felt like for sure, like I felt like
Serpos.
Serpos. would be
Serpis.
Really good.
Okay, yeah, Serpis.
So, Suppositor, I'm gonna have a job for you. We're gonna quickly check the cavern and see if any dangers back in, and then we're gonna. I want you to use this pole. Even though we have cleared out traps before, we don't know if anyone has re-entered and cover up those traps. Even I know where they are. You know, I know where they are. It's just to be safe and sorry. It's better to be safer than sorry, so. Mind holding the pole?
Alright. So yeah, as you guys plan and get ready, Connor starts off by suggesting you prepare the pole for trap checking. He hands you a pole.
No.
Would you be alright with this, Sir Posendar? He wants you to be the trap checker.
Do I get to keep the pole?
Eventually I would like it back.
Fine, I'll do
Alright.
You get your
So-
own pole someday.
it.
You equip the pole, it takes one hand.
Compensation.
Yeah. Maybe you'll find treasure. You can pay for as many pulls as you want. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
All right, Connor,
Alright.
what would you like to equip?
I will light a torch and a shield. My heavy shield.
Good to go. All right. And then Sir Posadar, you have one free hand. Do you want to keep it free for casting, or do you want to equip something in it?
You have a torch.
So at any point you can cast a spell, but it requires a free hand, and you have to see your target and you have to speak the incantations. But you can still equip two things, and then if you need to cast, you can just drop one of the two items. You have two hands though.
I carry my sickle in the other hand.
There to go. Yep. And then between your two spells, which spell do you want to memorize for today? Sleep or read magic?
Oh wait, I have a question.
For combat purposes, you're recommended to do sleep. What's your question?
So with the pull, let's say if I had both hands on the pull, could I use that as a weapon?
You could,
Like,
yeah.
in case
Even
of
with
that?
one hand. With two hands, you'll be stronger naturally. More force behind the blow.
Yeah, I'll do both hands on the pull.
Okay, sure.
It is an awfully long pole, like 10 foot, right?
Yep, it is. If you want, you can
Maybe we
even
could sharpen it and make it a.
create a makeshift pole arm. You can take some vines and wrap your sickle at the end. If you wanted to.
Yeah, we can make a
Hell yeah.
makeshift pike.
Yeah, hook. Let's see. Like a makeshift bill hook. Alright, so you want to do that? You got a pole, and you've
Yes.
got your sickle. So you've got a pole sickle now. Just grab some vines from a nearby tree or the cave. Alright.
Love it.
And forward march.
Star
Yeah.
Vans
You guys want to do
West.
side by side or column? Or how do you guys want to advance?
Do side by side, because just in case, like, he has a big ass shield.
Oh yeah, and
So
you
I
have the
could
pride.
hide behind it, and I could use the range of the pull to, like, jab.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Okay.
Should definitely got you in a spear. It would just could be just me in the front and you behind, but
Yeah.
it'll work.
Alright, so he's prodding the floor for traps right now as we explore. Exploration assumes careful movement, observation, and mapping. So every now and then your character will stop and map out the dungeon, and I'll draw it for you. But for the most part, yeah.
I will tell him specifically where the last traps were. Like, oh, there's one right there. Some
Alright.
skeletal remains in there. Are those? Oh, sorry. Are the whole pit traps still opened?
It is indeed still open. Yep.
Well, looks like no one at the time to cover them again.
Yep, they were just here yesterday. So, looks clear so far. The entry area is clear. You don't see anything major here. No major changes. The western tunnel is the only way forward, so how would you like to proceed? Through the western tunnel or something else?
Keep going for the western tunnel.
Alright.
Squeeze our way through.
Carefully you explore forward, and you'll come across some changes now. As you step forward, right, you see in the ceiling, as you're exploring, that there's a bunch of nets.
Bats?
Nets. So, like a bunch of nets. Like bugs, right? Flying around. So as you go through this area, the gnats cause you a -1 penalty to visibility. There's like a bunch of gnats right here flying around for some reason, right? So you're walking through gnats. The torch scares them off, actually, yeah. So they spread out.
Yeah.
You brandish a torch at them, they like start to fly away, right?
Stay away, goddamn gnats. I hate gnats so much.
Yeah, they're just all over your eyes and hair, and the torch scares them off, fortunately. But as soon as you walk past them, they just like go back, right? So, very nasty. Okay. Anyway, you can explore around the pit if you want. Is that how you want to proceed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get around the pit.
You still see the skeletal
So,
remains are in there.
uh, so on
Can I poke around at them
You wanna poke
to
them?
see if there's maybe something down here? Because we have a pole sickle. If there's
Yeah.
something down, I might be able to hook it up.
Sure.
huh?
You wanna check?
That's smart.
Because you have a torch, so it'll be easy to check.
You wanna fish around in there? The open spike
Yes,
pit. There's a bit of
I
water
would.
down there as well. Like all the water drains down there into the pit from the outside. All right, so you start poking around, and through the water and the slosh and the skeletal remains, it reveals that there's a sack down there, and it's filled with copper ore. Right, that's a mine.
Yeah.
Tons of copper ore down there, ready for the picking. Um, let's see how much. So yeah,
Okay.
you revealed treasure. Let's see. One and then. Okay, yeah, it's not a lot, but it's still a lot, kind of. Right, it's a lot to carry. So additionally, there's 100 pounds of copper ore down there. 1 pound of
Is
copper.
that perfect?
Yeah, so 1 pound of copper ore is worth 1 copper piece. 10% of the ore is actual copper, and the other 90% is just rock. So copper ore, 100 pounds. Right, it's very heavy, so you can get it on your way out. Right, you can like extract it on the way out, maybe. Right, but it's all over the place. So the only way to get it out is someone will have to climb down there and carefully like toss it up, or you'll have to find a way to scoop it up because the sickle, you're able to stir around there, but you can't really get the ore to stick on it, right? Because it's a sickle. It's not like a scooper thing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
we don't have any rope, so maybe do it later
Yeah, just
when
something
we
to
come
note
back to
down.
the rest of the boys.
Some treasure. It's worth one experience if you manage to take it back with you. You can get 1 XP for that.
Hmm.
All right, forward march.
So here,
Oh, yeah.
down south here, there's that's the hole I was talking about with flowers. Once we clear out this place and we set up those planks, I say we do a little bit of investigation, don't you think?
And I could also collect some flowers and study them.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think that's maybe how hole. Maybe that's how kobolds get around.
All right, y'all want to check this out to the south?
Not
Yes.
yet.
Okay.
Oh.
That I will. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I said after we're done with taking this, clearing it out once again and making sure it's safe. And once we get the planks all set up, then we can look at it.
This here is a copper ore vein, so it's not ready to take. You have to mine it. But there's 8,000 pounds of copper ore here, if you're interested.
Mm-hmm.
A wall of copper, right? You'd have to have a pickaxe though to mine it. So
There's a bunch of pickaxes at the end of the and with all supplies that we left here.
all right. Anyway, suppose Nadar, you were about to explore toward the south. Connor holds you back, says, "Wait up." Suggests that we should do it later, right? So, how would you guys like to continue? West or something else?
In the west.
Okay, so Connor wants to go west, and
Maybe
suppose
some
Nadar,
flowers on the way.
you want to grab some on the way to the west?
Yes.
Okay, is that all right with you, Connor?
I will wait.
Okay. So do you want to just like
I will
cut them
wait.
from the wall?
No.
Okay, you wait, you keep guard. And then yeah, you kind of like reach toward them with your pole sickle and slice some of the flowers off the wall, right? Okay, so say you cut down one flower from the wall. As soon as you cut the flower, it explodes and there's a bunch of dust everywhere, right over there, a cloud of dust. And
Oh,
yeah, the flower explodes and there's just a dust cloud right there as soon as you slice it. It's all like petals all over the floor now.
oh wow.
Very
You're a
sensitive.
smart man. You know that it's using the fold cut it. I thought you were gonna go up and. Jeez, those are explosive flowers.
Yeah, it explodes into dust.
So-
And petals go everywhere.
If I go near it, I'd be risking like it being harmful.
Yeah, there's a small dust cloud.
Ah.
It's slowly, fading away. Falling to the ground.
I used the pole sickle to like sweep some of the petals near me so I can examine it?
Yeah. As you do, you can like smell the dust or the pollen, and as it gets close, like it makes you almost kind of sneezy. Like you can like smell it getting into your nose a little bit, and whatever it is, it's making you very like it makes you immediately start to yawn, right? So maybe it's a
Oh,
strange
that's
type of magical flower, right?
Ooh.
You start to yawn from the smell.
Make him yawn.
Yeah,
You said.
you get sleepy.
Ooh.
All right, you
Interesting.
you have a handful of petals though from the remains of the flower you destroyed.
One of flowers.
So now you kind of I know what
I
these
guess I'll
flowers
just
might do, right?
Leaping.
yeah. I guess I'll just shove them in my bag for now while we, and go forward.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Going west.
All right, so it's a wall of sleeping flowers, right? That stuff might put you to sleep, and who knows what might happen after. Let's see. All right, west it is.
Yep.
Our party of 2 explorers toward another mapped position where a trap is located. Right, you guys mapped it out last time.
Is this not where the doors have their encampment, or is that a little bit up?
Might be further up.
Yeah.
We've got another alcove here. We've got another copper ore vein to the west. How would you like to proceed?
Alright.
South or west or something else?
If I remember correctly, there was really nothing down south. So I think we should just keep going west.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
We got a 10,000 pound copper ore vein there, very dense in copper. Alright, let me check if the dwarves are still there. There's a chance that they're not there anymore.
I hope they're there.
Alright. Alright, yeah, they're still there. So
Yeah.
you can see you can start to hear them up ahead, right? In fact, they're actually mining right now. You see them right up ahead, right? So the dwarves react to your crew. Let me see how they react.
Hey.
They're uncertain, they're confused maybe. Like, oh, hello again.
Yeah.
Greetings, humans.
Oh.
What brings you to the mines today? More treasure?
Yeah, and to make it safer, I plan to chop down some trees and cover those holes.
I want more power. I need power.
The dwarf
I don't
says,
know.
this is their leader. He says, I don't remember seeing you last week, or yesterday, but good to meet you.
Yeah.
I hope you find more power down here.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Would you happen to have any flowers on you, kind stranger?
I think I saw some near the entrance.
Or any herbs?
But do be careful. Although we believe that your crew cleared out the kobolds to the west, we have heard more of them arriving, so there might be some other way they're entering the cavern west of here.
Yes.
They have came across our crew a few times, but they fled immediately after seeing us. Kobolds are quite scared of a few dwarves, I suppose. The dwarves nod. This guy just finishes smoking his pipe. I'm gonna get back to work.
That's a badass.
Right. And they get back to work.
You guys have good mining.
Yep, they're mining the copper ore vein here. So.
Alright, so there might be some kobolds up ahead.
Yep, you can explore right past
Stay
them.
behind. Yeah, stay behind.
Alright, we got a trap up ahead. Right, it's already been mapped. Not triggered yet, so it's still active. This trap is still live. Another pitfall trap.
Can I have Sir Pon
Serpis Nadar, or Serpos Nadar.
yeah, Sir. I'm just gonna call him
Just
Sir.
call me Serpent.
Yeah.
Or
I'm just gonna call him
Serpents.
Sir, I was gonna say, Pons, can you go behind me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Scoot.
As I prepare my shield.
All right, what do you want to do, Connor?
To protect this post. I want to keep moving west. Moving west.
All right, and you want him directly behind you, or staggered?
Or to the side. Yeah, staggered.
Okay.
Right.
He's still prodding the
I
floor.
will go. I will keep going west.
All right, exploring westward. Sir Bosnodar, you can feel the trap. Basically, by the way, how these traps are is basically it's just a tarp fastened by 4 nails at each corner, and it's covered by dirt and sand and rock to camouflage it, to make it appear like the rest of the cavern. But you're prodding that floor, and you can feel like as you apply pressure to that area that's mapped, right, or marked by the last crew, you can feel, of course, the tarp there, right? You can feel like it bending, the floor weakening or giving way.
Oh, it's covered again?
Yeah, these ones are covered, right? So this one and that one are covered. This one's the only one that's open.
Oh.
Can we take a little slicey and see what's inside?
Yeah, you wanna activate it, or like
Yes.
push down the tarp? Sure.
Yes.
So he pushes. He puts weight on there. Is that alright with you, Connor? He's about to trigger the trap as you're going around it.
I will say.
You're
that,
going around it while I do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might make some noise. He's gonna say quietly. That might make some noise.
We'll check it out later. We can always check
Later?
it out later.
Okay.
What?
Alright.
Yeah.
So far, everything's clear.
Like,
Yeah, no major changes in this area. Let me check the time. You guys are a footman crew, so you can explore 20 feet per turn. And it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, about 30 minutes since you entered. So you got here. It took an hour to get to the cave, if I recall, and then you lit torches at 9 o'clock. Torch at 0900, and you've been exploring for the past 30 minutes. So it's 9:30 right now. I do have to make an encounter check for just the time you've been in here. All right, it's been quiet and safe. This area, of course, is no longer lit.
Yep.
All right, these are map notes from the last game, so they're not relevant anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that grenade was really unironically, even though he jumped over it, it did not help. I don't.
I'm just gonna update your map real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, yeah, you explored past the pit trap. The south alcove was clear. You can see there's a 400-pound copper ore vein there. 1600-pound copper ore vein here. You explore west into the next area. It starts to smell and sound. You can hear like flies up ahead, right? It starts to smell like death, decay.
Is there such thing as a listening check?
Yeah, you can stop and listen.
And I'm gonna stop
Yeah,
and
wouldn't
listen to
that be
see
a
if there's any.
perception?
Kind of. Yeah, it's just a listen. Listen to
Would be
doors or
perception.
listen.
I don't remember what it's called.
Yep.
Just take a moment and listen. See if there's any scattering of the. We like heard before.
So the idea of a listen check in OD&D is that naturally you only roll or you only stop to listen if you're trying to hear something that you can't normally hear if you're just walking around, right? So you just stop to listen, and there's a chance you'll hear something that that is trying to be quiet, right? So naturally, if there is some noise in the dungeon master will describe it to you automatically. But if you stop to listen, you can hear something approaching sometimes. You can hear things. You can try to hear things beyond what is already normally heard, right? So you're
Yeah.
listening for
Or we'll
quiet
stop.
noises, right?
Listen.
So mainly you make a noise check or a listen check to see if there's an approaching enemy. All right, so you both are listening, and let's check if there's any signs of an approaching enemy. And as of right now, as you're listening, for this minute of listening, you don't hear anything to the west at the moment. If you want to listen longer, you can, but in this very moment, you don't hear anything. You can hear the flies. That's about it. You can't hear anything beyond that.
Should we be a little patient? Well, they probably know we're here if they see our light already.
I could always stab around the corner with my pulsicle.
Yeah. Alright.
Yep, that's
Stabby,
true.
stabby.
You can do that right now, actually, because it's already 10 feet extended, so it's a 10-foot pole sickle. So you kind of prods here, prods around the corner, no reaction, right? Clear.
I'm gonna move forward.
We have 8 rotting kobold carcasses in here. No major changes to report. The chamber appears to be clear.
Right.
Just roughly 8 kobold carcasses scattered across the chamber, right? It's clear though.
Alright then. I am going to. Alright, say. Well, it looks like it's clear. It's clear. So let's start
And you
going
got
back, getting.
by the way, you've got water toward the south here, and water toward kind of the you got water toward the south here, like draining down toward the south.
Okay.
Drains into a crack in this wall here.
Is that a crack?
Yeah, there's a crack here.
Is it big enough for kobolds to get through?
And a crack here. Looks like it's about 5 feet wide. 2 cracks in the wall. Water kind of
Def-
drains down into this area.
Definitely big enough for kobolds to get through because they're really small. Oh. He died. And he's back.
Hello?
Welcome back.
Is that your
Yeah,
end?
that's my demon son.
Alright, yeah, so we've got a crack in this wall to the south where water kind of trickles down. So any cave water kind of trickles down in this area.
Alright, let's go get some wood.
Okay, so if you want to get wood, you probably have to leave the cavern, right? You at least secure the cavern so there's no threats that are spotted. Let's see. Actually,
And
wood.
may I quickly grab some some of those rations? I got a feeling we're going to be here for a while. Chopping trees and.
Yep, yeah, you can gather some rations. Let's see.
Yeah.
So like that. Alright. So the rations are already there, you can come back for them when you're ready to eat. But current time is 9:40. Let me do a wandering monster check if there's any in the area. It's been quiet, the area is secured. But yeah, that looks like a new exit, perhaps. That's been dug out. Let's see. So yeah, crack in the wall here.
Alright. So let's get some wood and start leave the cavern, get some wood, make some planks, make some bridges, and make this place a little bit safer. Maybe after we're done we can investigate that hole.
Alright. So we'll head out and gather some wood, I suppose, right?
Yep.
Carefully make your way out. By the time you get outside from the dungeon, naturally leaving the dungeon, you guys got out a lot quicker at 3 times the speed because you weren't mapping anymore. So therefore, it only took you maybe 10 minutes to get out. So you get out at 9:50, and your current torch will die at 10 o'clock, which you don't need a torch right now because you're outside again.
Yeah, I'll just snuff it out.
So, you guys will go out into the surrounding grasslands, right, where patches of trees are, and you'll gather some wood.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're in the grassy hills. There are some creeks, and along the creeks there are some trees that you can harvest and gather wood from. So,
Gather some wood.
how much wood do you plan to gather? You want logs? You want so there's mostly saplings, right, in this area. There are a few trees, but mostly saplings along the creek. Saplings being small
I
trees,
can
right?
use some sticks.
You want sticks? Yeah, sticks are
Yes.
plentiful along the creek. How many sticks do you want?
About 10.
Okay. And is there a particular size you want? Say the average stick is a 1 foot long, right? You want longer sticks, like
Yeah,
a yard?
just average.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah.
average stick would be good.
So, how big are the trees that are there? That are not saplings, or is it just saplings?
There are saplings, so the majority of the trees are saplings. There are a few normal trees, and there's like rarely any large trees, right? There might be like 1 or 2 large trees, or a few large trees, but you know, there's maybe a dozen.
And how?
Oh yeah, like from
So
this
how
area.
large is the normal tree?
A normal tree you could say is about a foot wide. A large tree might be a yard wide, or 1 to 3 feet wide is a large tree. So there are like no large trees out here. If there is any, it's like in the most densest area of the hills, right? So the nearest large tree, there's like 1, and there's like only like maybe 3 normal trees nearby, and there's maybe a dozen saplings nearby in the grasslands.
How tall say these normal trees are?
Maybe like 30 feet.
Okay, that would. That I say we get. 'Cause
The
there's
saplings
3
are about
holes we
10
need to
feet.
cover. If it's a foot wide, we can make it at least a foot. And I say let's cut down 1 normal tree.
Okay, yeah, that's a normal tree is 10 feet. Or no, 30 feet, yeah. You want a normal tree?
Yeah, get a normal tree, chop it.
I would say to cut down a normal tree, right, from the base, should take about, with a normal axe, I'm gonna say it will take about an hour to do so carefully. Actually, no, 30 minutes since you have a normal axe. You have you're using it in 2 hands. It'll take half an hour to cut it down. Half an hour of work.
Yeah. What if you had 2 people cutting down the same tree?
Then it only will take about 15 minutes, so about 2 turns.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wanna
so work together.
help me? Yeah.
Do
what
you
you
have
got?
a spare axe?
Yeah, he gave
'Cause
you
I
one.
can use a
I
sickle
bought you
for
one.
the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
I
bought
need
one.
an axe. Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Okay. Then yeah, of course.
Yep.
All right, so together you guys
Can
go.
I disassemble while we're out there? Can I take apart the pole sickle?
Oh yeah, sure. Put it away.
Yeah, and then give him back the pole because he loves it. He needs his pole.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course.
Chop.
All right, so you get to work. Takes 20 minutes to together. You guys take 20 minutes to cut down a normal tree. So, at 10:10, you cut down 1 normal tree. It is a 30-foot long normal tree with branches and leaves still attached, right? So if you want to cut it down to a log, you have to You have to trim it up. It'll take some time to trim it, right, of the branches
Yeah.
connected to it.
Let's do
So.
some trimming then.
All right, so we've got a 30-foot long, 1 foot wide. Right, so 30-foot long, normal tree. Okay, and you're turning it into a log, so you're cutting down the branches. I'm gonna say to cut down all the branches, because it's 30 feet of tree, it'll take 30 minutes. But if you guys work together, it'll take 15 minutes. Right, so about 2 turns. So if you cut down,
Getting some more sticks and branches.
Yep, you'll get branches, tree branches, and then on those branches are, you can make sticks. So, but yeah, you get like 30 branches then, various sizes, right? But each branch on average is roughly 5 feet long, maybe to 10, right? So shorter branches the longest branches might be about 10 feet long. Most branches are 5 foot, and then the smallest branches are about maybe 3 feet, right? So something like that. 1 to 3 feet are the smallest branches, but on average the branches are 5 feet. So from this tree, okay, you got the longest ones, which are near the base of the tree, which are about 10 feet. They're the sturdiest. So yeah, 30 branches of various kinds, right? And then we've got a 30-foot long log that's, it's no longer a tree, it's now a 30-foot long log. 30 foot. Long, 30 feet by 1 feet. 1 feet would be, of course, the width. "30 different branches of various kinds." Okay, so roughly 5 feet. All right, and then yeah.
Could I cut some wood, like a decent enough to save for later, so I could make my own like mortar and pestle?
Mortar and vessel.
Yeah, so that way I don't have to spend the copper on it at like a store.
What do you mean by mortar and vessel?
So like, let's say like how I have the pedals, like the ones that make you sleepy, right?
Yeah.
Grind them.
Oh, you want to grind them
grind
up
them
into
up,
powder?
maybe mix them with some water.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can definitely do some wood carving later. You'll need to get the wood carving tools though. You have a wood axe, it's not really good for wood carving. You'll need a knife, maybe a chisel.
The sickle is not that good either.
Yeah, and those can be bought in town for pretty cheap. So.
And we can always get there's some copper back down with supplies, so we can always grab what we can get from there, and then.
All right. Well, you've got a 30-foot long log now. Are you trying to chop it up into smaller bits so you can lay them across the? Are you trying to make them into planks? Like cut them down to planks?
What?
You want to make them into planks?
Well, wouldn't rectangular would be a little better?
Yeah, if you cut them into like flat planks, right? I mean, you've got an axe. You need a saw to cut them into planks. You definitely could split the log in two, right? So it'd be like half logs, right?
Yeah, make half of a log.
So these are 5-foot pits. If you're trying to like build bridges over each pit, basically what I can see you doing is creating. So that's 30 feet. So you could basically create. You could double that because if you make half logs, like split the log in two, right? Like split it down the center, the length, the long part, right? And now you would get 60 feet of that. So if you split it down the center, right, not in half, but split it down the center the long way, right? You get a 60-foot by 1 foot half log, right? So like it's no longer round, it's like hemisphere, right? semicircle shape. After that, you have 60 feet there, and with 60 feet of that, for every pit, you could put like 2, or you could use 20 feet of it, right? So you split it into 10 feet half logs and span it over the holes, right? So you have 2 half logs that are about total of 2 feet. You have a 2-foot wide bridge across each pit, and that should cover up to 3 pits. And there's only 3 pits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
what we're gonna do.
all right, sounds good. It did look like this on the map. So basically, your bridges. Okay. All right. They'd be
Ooh, that
a
dropped
couple
the
feet
ball.
wide, about 2 feet wide bridges, and about 10 feet long,
It was just me. I'm outside right now.
like that. So that's what one bridge looks like.
Yep.
You'll put these across each pit. And now they're no longer trapped, right? Now it's just a pit. There we go. So that will represent all the bridges.
Alright, well, we built bridges.
Doing some combat engineering field work here.
Yeah. Carpentry. Maybe we should get going into build bridge business.
Yeah. Alright. Yep,
Alright.
those ones were not triggered, so this is
That's-
open. So they're still somewhat dangerous, but you put the bridges over them so they're not dangerous anymore.
Yeah,
I have a
so
They're still
question.
concealed. What's up?
So let's say I do make a potion with the sleeping flowers. Could I use that to in turn, like, let's say I use a sleeping spell on someone. Could I use that? Would it like just do nothing, or would it like increase the sleepiness or the duration of the sleep? Would that do anything, or would I have to figure that out like by risk?
You can take the time to think about it, but you'll probably have to experiment. Because I can't. So if I tell you, it's considered your character thinking, so he's going to do a knowledge check to see if he knows whether or not that will happen, right? So you'll do a knowledge check to see if you already know that. If you don't, you have to talk to someone in the game world that does know that, right? Or you have to talk to another player that does know that. Or you have to just experiment, right? Magic users are like
have the
scientists.
time if you want. If you want to do it, we have the time.
It accidentally kills them.
Overdose on sleep medicine.
Alright. Either you can start making medical in the medieval
I
time.
have an idea. You get like some kind of cloth, soak like make a potion, soak it in the potion, then you could use it as like an anesthetic. Like if you're
Oh.
trying to sneak past someone.
That's
Mm-hmm.
chloroform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Be very good for an assassin build. If you don't want to kill the person that you're attacking or sneaking up on.
Yeah.
then again, yeah. If we're
Good
playing with
cooking,
assassin, I would be like, hey, here's this. Use this.
You're cooking.
Alright. Onwards.
Alright.
You guys want to explore in? You finished the job. And
Yeah.
actually, your current position, I'll say you did light a new torch so you could place the bridges. And you got the job done.
Yeah.
Let's say, it took 10 minutes to, of course, cut those branches or together. And then you entered, it took some time to split the whole log as well into all those various bits. I'd say you guys worked together to split it in two. It would take roughly a 30-foot long tree to split it down the middle in two safely. I think it should take maybe at least 30 minutes carefully. It's 10 minutes for each 10 feet to carefully split it. If you work together, 15 minutes, and then same thing to split it into 3 ways. So cut down in 2 areas. It should take 10 minutes. So together it took 10. So
Does our
overall.
strength? Sorry.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Does our strength like go into play with it?
Yeah. Stream sometimes can speed it up, for sure. Yeah, you'll be able to work possibly twice as fast, right? Exert yourself, but then of course you will lose energy twice as fast as well, though. Well,
Fair point.
not exactly. Yeah, if you got good endurance, you'll be fine. Overall though, it's 1050 by the time you finished making the bridges, and then it'll take some time to place the bridges. I already put on your map, but you actually need some time to put them on the map, right? Like actually. Before that though, you guys need to stop for lunch. It's about lunchtime, so your crew will stop to have lunch. So it's already been mapped, but it's not actually there. The logs are still outside, if that makes sense. We haven't actually placed them yet because we have to light a torch and go back in there and place the logs.
Right.
So I just mapped it ahead of time. But your characters will take a lunch break, and then we'll take a break in real life too. Then, so at 10:50, eat lunch. It's one ration each or food. I think Sir Posnadar has food, so we'll use that. He makes a small fire. You guys cook some food up and eat. Should only take 30 minutes maybe to have lunch. 10 minutes to build a fire. 10 minutes to cook. 10 minutes to eat. So.
Maybe have lunch with the dwarves.
If you want, you can invite them.
Yeah, go back in. Because we could, we could place the planks on our way to them and like offer food. Maybe they'll be more friendly or offer something next time we go.
Yeah, maybe they'll help you.
Yeah, we're making friends with dwarves.
All right, so you cook up your food outside before you go back in there. One of you goes to invite the dwarves to lunch. Hopefully, you have enough food for them.
We also have a whole bunch of rations in the back too.
Oh yeah. So you can go with those rations that you guys secured earlier, and you add it to the. So they're preserved foods, but it doesn't mean you can still cook them, right? So these are rations.
I would say that would work because there is that plank there. So I could place all the planks, get the rations, then we could meet up at the dwarves.
Yeah. So we're not placing the planks yet because we don't have the energy. You have to eat first.
Fair point.
So what happened was, while I guess Posnadar was cooking his fresh food of 3 pounds, so that's like fresh food tastes better by the way than rations. Rations like dried. So fresh food is salted still and preserved to some extent, but it's not as preserved as rations, which are like dried out, super kind of dry and bland and salty, right?
If anything, I would eat the rations while they get to eat real food. If that's
you'll just kind of mix it together, like make a stew, basically, like reboil the dried meats and stuff, right? So
that would work because there is water. There is water in the cave that we could just easily collect on the way to the rations.
And then your helmets work as pots, makeshift pots. You can dry them after you're done.
Yeah, use my kettle helm.
Okay.
That would work.
Yeah, so you guys gather about maybe you already have 3 pounds of food on you, so it was 2 pounds of rations from here. That should make lunch. So there's 58 rations left. Alright, yeah, you grabbed 2 pounds. We sent Connor in there with a fresh torch that was lit at 11:20. He gets back. Lunch is ready at 11:30. And the dwarves are invited to lunch.
Torches, right?
Yeah. You have plenty of torches, I think.
Yeah.
And if you need a resupply, there should be more torches over here too. For a resupply. So torch. Okay, yeah, your torch is lit at 11 o'clock-ish. So it'll die at 12 o'clock. Let's see. Torches. 1. Alright. You can always resupply when you get back to that area of the cavern. Yeah, you invited the dwarves to lunch. Let me check if they accepted the offer real quick. They did. They were very hungry and happy to come eat. So they ate with you for lunch. And in return, they offered to help you carry your logs and set them down and all that. So they offered.
Do they have names?
They do, yeah. We've got our dwarves. We have Klaus. Right, we have Karsten, the leader. And then we have Eldar.
Eldar?
Yep, he's the oldest.
Well, tell them my name too, so I'm not gonna
Yep, so you guys got to know the dwarves a little bit. You had lunch with them. They are very hungry. They eat. They love the food that you cooked up for them. They haven't had stew in a while. All they've been eating is rations, right? Dried cheese and meat and everything. And you guys made some. You mixed in,
cheese.
Fresh food with dry foods, and created a kind of a delicious mix of stew, right? So softened up meat, easy to swallow, right? Unlike rations, they're dry and preserved and rough. Okay.
Mhm.
So yeah,
All
they
right.
offer to help you carry the logs in. It should double the speed that you guys place them. So
Yeah. So we're taking a break now, cause I.
yeah, take a break, 5 minutes in real life. I'll see you guys soon.
All right. We'll try to make food. Hopefully, it doesn't take 5 minutes.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm just gonna play a game while I wait. Because I took my break, I smoked a little joint.
Good to go. I'm gonna go grab some chow. I'll be back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure you'll need a break more because you're doing all the brain work.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I might take a longer break. Maybe, because I'm gonna go outside and grab some food real quick.
All good.
Alright, I'll be back. Appreciate y'all.
Alright.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back. He went out to get some food, so he'll be a couple extra minutes.
Alright, that's fine. So, how you liking old school Dungeons and Dragons?
Pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah. It's a little, it gets a little bit more funner when you have a bigger group.
Yeah, but I like it.
But,
You really get to like stretch your creativity.
yeah. I would say most of the time it isn't like this. It's kind of because it's like this because it's just the two of us, and not like 13 other people.
Yeah.
Because like in old school Dungeons and Dragons, having more people is better instead of just having like a small group like us. But honestly, I'm having a lot of fun with this more trivial stuff. Like just cutting trees down. I don't know why. That's kind of unironically fun. Building things and having lunch with dwarves. It's honestly quite fun. I don't know why. But I definitely think you should play when you have a lot more people here.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to.
Yeah. I do say it's a little bit harder to do what you want. When you have like other people, but that's just how it kind of goes. You have leaders, you have followers, and that's typically how it goes. While you have other roles like mapper and treasurer. I don't know if he still does that type of stuff. I know people take maps, but I'm pretty sure at this point it's just individually people who does it instead of like someone's entire role is just map. Damn it. I might have recooked that burrito once we're done.
All right. We'll get started soon. As soon as Ethan gets back. Oh, Ethan's back.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, surprisingly it didn't took 5 minutes,
Nice.
but my burritos are still were cold, so
Oh,
that was unfortunate.
yeah, if you need more
But I
time,
can read.
no worries. If you need more time to cook them, no worries. You can.
Yeah, nah, it's all right. I can just cook 'em. One of them was able to get
Fully
fully
cooked.
cooked, so I'm at least satisfied for now. I can
Yeah.
finish that one later after we're done.
Gotta go. Yeah, we've got maybe an hour left, max. We'll see. Let me
Yeah.
check what time we started. We started at 1:25. So, yeah, we've been playing for about 2 hours. So, we'll play for like maybe another 50 minutes maximum. We'll wrap it up after that. Hopefully, we can get some treasure or get some kills before that time runs up. All right. Well, after lunch, you and the dwarves had gone in with the logs. You dragged them in, of course. You set them across the pits. Naturally, it takes maybe like 2 men at least to carefully drag one log. So, because you had a team of dwarves helping you, you were able to do 2 logs at once. So, overall, it only took you maybe 30 minutes to get all 3 logs placed. Or no, it took you about 20 minutes, yeah, with a team of 5 there, right? One person carrying a light source while the others carried the logs in. Took you about 20 minutes to get the job done. So, at 11:50, you got the job done, and you took a little rest, we'll say, after getting the job done. At 12 o'clock, you lit a fresh torch, your last one on you. You can resupply at the torch pile or the supply stash. But your last torch was lit at 12, so a torch lit at 12 then. The torch at 12, it should die at 13. Alright, and the dwarves returned to their camp after that, after helping you guys out with the bridge. But now your current position is, already at the 3rd bridge.
Alright, well, let's, I'm gonna resupply.
Okay, yeah, we can head to the supply stash. What would you like?
Say 5 torches.
Alright, Sir Posnadar, as Connor ventures into the cavern to resupply, what would you like to do? Do you want to resupply as well, or something else?
Yes.
Okay, here's the loot pile, or supply stash. What would you like to take as he takes torches?
Oh.
Maybe his connection timed out.
He left and rejoined, huh?
Sorry, my internet was cutting out. What happened?
All good. What loot would you like to take from the supply stash?
What are the sacks? Just like storage?
Yep. They have no straps. They're just sacks, but they carry up to 30 pounds each.
And let's say, could I attach one to my satchel with the vines?
You could, but it'd be cumbersome. It'd be like awkward. So because of that, it would get in your way of movement, right?
What about like a belt around my waist?
You could tie the sack there, but if you fill it up, naturally, it'd be cumbersome, right? It'd be like something dangling from your belt, which would slow you down, right? Or get in your way as you move.
Probably the best thing to do is just carry the sacks.
Yeah, they're good for like, if you gotta fill out, you gotta carry it by hand. So if you're just looting, they're good, or storing things.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, one set.
now that this,
Yeah.
So at this point in time, we could go investigate that hole, or we can mine some ore and maybe perhaps dispose of some of these rotting corpses.
Yeah, they're covered in maggots and flies. It stinks in here. It's so bad, the smell is so bad, you have a -1 penalty to attack and damage standing in this room.
Yeah, let's shove them into a pit. Use my pole and just like shove them.
Yeah, scoop them into the pit or push them in there.
Yeah, don't want to touch them because it could lead to diseases or whatever.
Very true.
I know.
So Connor is busy working. He's like pushing carcasses into the pit. It's gonna take him some time. If you want, you can help him. Otherwise, if you don't help him, what would you like to do in the meantime while he's busy putting carcasses in the pit?
I think he's having problems with internet again. The little exclamation point went by his profile. You good there?
Hello? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, we can hear you. So as Connor's sweeping carcasses down the pits, what would you like to do? Do you want to help him or something else?
Yeah, I'm gonna help him.
Okay, so you can like kick them in there, or grab a pickaxe and scoop them in there, and drag them into the pit.
Yeah.
And together, you guys work together.
Can we
Therefore,
look in the pit?
just takes you guys one turn to get the job done. So it's 12:10.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
All
So,
the characters. Yeah.
what should we? What do you think we should do?
The cave is clear except one exit.
Sapone. Yeah, Sapone.
Yes.
Toss Nadar. You
Yes.
find treasure right here. You could haul out the last bit of treasure and call it a day, or you can explore further, or you can mine, or something else.
Yeah.
What do you feel like doing, Connor?
I'll leave this up to you. Let's do.
How much energy do we have?
Your characters have enough energy till 4 p.m. After that, they'll be overworked. So it's
So at
12.
this point,
10.
let's just carry the treasure back.
Yeah, grabs.
If you want some combat, you'll have to explore into this tunnel most likely, into where, the next area is.
I don't know if we have enough time for combat though.
You guys want to give it a shot?
Only go 15 minutes.
Might be risky too, but he's got a spell ready. He's got a sleep spell ready.
Yeah, you're right.
Combat means experience points if you want to get some experience.
There's we're adventurers. Want to?
Yeah, let's adventure.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
Exploring
take
to the
point.
crack. So basically, there are cracks on the sides of the wall here, where there's a small hole. There are vines covering this. There's water toward the south wall, right? It's where the water trickles down. But there's a flat wall here. What do you want to do? So there's cracks all over the
Kick
wall
the
here.
hell out of it.
You just want to kick it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, just kick the hell out of it.
Alright, do 4 doors on it. So Serpens Nadar gives it a go. In your first attempt, you stun your leg. Your leg is slightly injured. So you have a buzzing feeling.
Aw.
So you kicked as hard as you could. Connor, you want to give it a try? You're actually stronger than Serpens Nadar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. You also stun your leg. And your leg's got a buzzing feeling. But as you guys kicked it, you felt like it was actually moving a little bit, right? The wall here is loose. But heavy.
All right. You know what? I take my hammer. My
Well, I was gonna say you also have the pole. You could just jab it, see if that works.
And when you were kicking it, it felt like it was like the wall. This wall here is it does go further in compared to the rest of the wall. You felt it like moving, like kind of rolling toward the sides.
Oh, just open it then.
Like push
Or
it to
you
the.
could use your pole as leverage, and you could like swing it on the side.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, but I give you my pole because I'm holding a smart,
Yeah, I'll do it because the pole is what, 10 feet, right?
10 feet, yeah. You can open it while I be ready.
All right.
Or whatever
Yeah.
comes. Anything comes.
So there's a crack down the
I
middle.
stand back.
There's a crack down the middle of this wall
Stand
here.
back, though, a little bit.
Stand back. You want to use the pole, Sprosnadar? Pass the pole back to Sprosnadar. He can do it since you got the torch and shield.
Yeah.
All right. So let me give the pole to him real quick. 10-foot pole. Equipped. Alright, so he's got the pole, and as you were pushing it, you felt that the wall was kind of sliding. So do you want to slide it toward the side?
Yes.
Okay. So as you kind of push in, you see like from the crack, that's actually a seam, right? And basically, it's a sliding door, right? A sliding wall. So one side of the rock face here will slide to the west, and the other one will slide to the east. So you kind of like jab your pole in between, and kind of like push west, and that side of the wall opens, and then you push east, and that side opens, revealing, an entry into a tunnel to the south, right? I'm gonna draw it out for you. So it appears to be like this.
I assume it's flooded with water.
It is indeed.
Use that pole to see how deep it is.
So basically, yeah, the water trickles
Poke around down there.
and the entire area is flooded with water. So kind of draw this out for you on the map.
Yeah, sorry if I got you guys off. The internet kind of delays it a little bit.
Oh, you're good, bro.
Yeah.
It's very wet there.
Perhaps the kobolds were stranded. Unless aren't they on amphibious? I don't know. First time.
Alright. The water is shallow though. It's shallow. So
Okay.
you could definitely walk through it. You don't have to swim through it. You could wade through the water.
Alright. So. So is it possible to attach the torch to my shield? Like I heard other people doing that earlier.
They were trying to, but they realized the risk. Yeah. So
What?
they were trying to earlier, but they realized it might be too risky. So
Risky.
where would you attach it? Like, would you put it on the front of the shield or the back? It's a large open flame.
Probably in the front, so like it doesn't get in my way, and it's
Something reaches down there and hits you. All that ash and shit from the torch is gonna go right in your face.
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
They didn't actually do it because they
right.
realized it was dangerous.
I won't be able to drop the torch, so if there's anything down here.
What if attach it to the pole and hover it just like slightly above?
Rolling dice. Oh no!
Alright, basically, those dice just determine that the area up ahead seems clear. You're like looking inside through the hole, and it's just a shallow, it's just a cavern filled with water that's very shallow. There's like little to nothing in there.
Alright, so this is what I think we should do. I want you to hold the torch, alright?
Alright, I mean, if you go in there, be caution. It might be still water. might kill you.
What's still water?
If water sits too long, it becomes stagnant.
Yep.
And it'll grow bacteria and stuff that will eat your brain.
It is really still water.
It-
Yeah, indeed. Shallow water.
is.
I mean, water from the cave trickles down into it, so it is moving a little bit, right? Pull the
Yeah,
water from
probably
from
not.
This here. But it's pretty dirty looking.
Probably.
And at the same time, who else has really been there? We just opened it, and we had to like kind of kick it to actually like open it. I guess.
It's wide open, and well, kobolds. Well, the dwarves said they heard the kobolds moving around. I assuming this is how they move around through these little caverns.
Sure.
It's shallow enough that we should be fine. Yeah. Hold my.
You want to take a little step of the water just to be safe?
Yeah.
just to make sure. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I want you to hold the torch. When if we encounter anything, drop the pole. And start casting, right?
Alright.
Alright, so I give him the torch. And I pull out my warhammer. Alright. For glory and gold. You can step in there.
Alright. Inward. Exploring. Right. Shallow water at your feet. Sir Pazdadar has the torch. And we're looking for a combat. So we can get some field experience from this delve. And the cavern's completely empty. It just has water. But the water flows out another exit similar to the first one. You know, the crack in the wall here to the east. And it's another sliding door you have to open.
You
Pierce.
use the hole once again to open it. Sir Sapone.
I didn't hear that.
Can you use the pole to open it, Sapone?
You want me
yeah,
to slide
sure.
it open? Okay. So yeah, you can slide it open from a distance. He shoves it through the crack.
I get ready for if anything comes out. Like.
Alright. Yeah, he shoves it through the crack, pushes one side open, then the other, which reveals a cavernous tunnel headed north. Let's see. Or no, yeah, headed south. This. And then got a door here, a man-made structure,
Man, alright.
or demi-human made, a wooden door.
Can I sit and listen? I'll sit and listen to see if I hear
Anything in there?
potentially hiding
Okay.
in there.
Try to make it neat. Alright, there we go. Let's see.
Apparently, kobolds are able to make good doors.
Alright, there it is. So we got a door in that wall there. That's the only way. For the area ahead is somewhat clear. Also, as you explore through this area, we have mushrooms growing in this southwestern corner. If you're interested.
I'll take some.
Some black mushrooms.
Oh,
Oh, probably be careful with
I will
that.
definitely take them.
You want to take it off the wall
Oh,
with your pull?
Yeah,
yeah,
perhaps,
Pull sickle?
perhaps we can do that once we're
Well,
done.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Full sickle
Okay.
again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut some off the wall, see what happens. You want to do that now or later?
Mm. We'll do that later.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, inside, let's see. We have enemies in there. Yeah, you slit it open. Let me check if they're surprised or not. They are not surprised. They're ready. So on the other side of the door, you're up against a group of kobolds. You finally came across them. Let's see how many there are. This is an encounter. 8 kobolds up ahead. I'm gonna put them on the map. Okay.
This might be more than we can handle.
Alright, so you open it up
Jesus.
and they're just like, you know, in there waiting, right? They're on guard. You open the door. Let's see their reaction to you opening it. They are confused and uncertain, like, they're just, like, barking at each other, confused. You don't know what they're saying, because you don't speak their language. Sir Posidar, if you want, because you are intelligent, you can choose Kobold as your language. You get 1 additional language, but once you choose it, you can't switch it. Do you want to know what they're saying? Or do you want to save your... Okay, so, turns out Sir Posidar has actually studied these during his time in college, right? And he starts with an extra language of Kobold languages. He knows, he's very good at... He knows all about their language. So you hear them, and they immediately are panicking, and they're like, someone's at the door, guys! Get the weapons! Get the weapons! Right? And he's like, you know, I'm in the middle, shit! Right? And they're all waking up, they're like confused, like, someone's at the door! Hurry, hurry! Right? But to you guys, it just sounds like barking, right? Alright, so as soon as you see them, right, Sir Posidar, you can like see a majority of them. Do you want to start casting your spell on them or something else?
Do we have any rations or food on us?
You have rations back the way you came, but you don't have any on you.
Back where we came. Yeah, but we're here to fight them, so.
Alright, so
That
what's
is
your
true.
reaction? Combat or
Yeah.
diplomacy or something else?
I want to try and calm them down first and get them by surprise.
Oh.
Okay, so calm them down.
Since
So
I
how do you...
speak their language, I could try and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, what do you
Since I
say?
have a decent amount of charisma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're all in a panic, right? They weren't ready for this. Like, one of them is in the middle of shitting himself right now in the corner.
Yeah, we literally could jump them if we want to. Like, you can cast sleep, and you can
They've got a guard
get
shift.
the majority of them. Yeah.
So, what's your move? You want to think about it? If you do, they can take action while you're thinking. So,
Yeah.
what's your action going to be?
I mean, you should drop the pole stick and cast sleep. That's my opinion.
Connor, your reaction to him. Alright, so use your reaction. And your reaction is that
Yeah.
you see that Suppositar's in the middle of kind of thinking, right? He's not sure. So you're like, you know, cast sleep on them, right? So Suppositar, do you want to cast sleep or something else? Or do you still want to talk to them in the language of, in the Kobold tongue? For your turn.
I want to continue trying to talk to them.
Alright, what do you tell them?
I tell them that, I tell them about the dwarves and that they have food that they're willing to give them.
Okay. So yeah, you say that like, hey, there are dwarves back there, and they're willing to share food, right? And then, Connor, you're like yelling at Sir Posner like, cast sleep on them, right? So it's like a conflict of interest here. The kobolds don't understand Connor because he's speaking the common tongue. Only a quarter of them might know what he's saying, but the others like don't know what he's saying, right? Because he's speaking human language. Sir Posidar, you're speaking their language. They understand you, right? You start talking in their language, which is really surprising, right? Because you're talking them in their own language. So let's see their reaction to you. They're confused. They say like, "How do you know how to talk to us?" Right? And like they're like, "Where did you learn Cobalt?" And one's like food? Why would the dwarves give us food? Right? So they were very confused. Um,
Hey, Gary.
and with that, uh, it's your next turn, Suppositar. So they just react by asking you questions, right? Like they're asking you, how do you know our language? Why would the dwarves share their food? And like, what are you doing here? And all that kind of stuff. So how would you like to respond to them?
Uh, can I say something?
You don't speak their language.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's his turn
I know
again.
too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Connor. By the way, while you were telling Sir Ponsadar to cast sleep, what were you doing? Did you want to charge them or something else, or did you just want to wait?
No. As I see Jay's, I'm gonna wait because he's not doing anything. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say to him, "What are you doing?"
Right. You're confused, and then Sir Ponsadar, you want to ignore him and keep talking to the kobolds.
I translate back to them what he said, so I tell them, "What are you doing?"
Oh, okay. So
No,
you
no,
say.
not saying to him. I'm saying that to you.
Yeah,
I'm
Connor
saying that,
says,
like,
"What are you doing?" Suppositor
I'm
says, "What
saying,
are you
like,
doing?" in
what are you
kobolds
doing?
to the kobolds, and the kobolds. Let's see how they respond. They respond overall positively. They are favorable. They tell you what they're doing. They tell you exactly what they're doing. They say, "Oh well, we're just resting right now," and like this one says, "Yeah, that guy's taking a shit." This guy says, "Yeah, we're resting," and this guy says, "Earlier today we were mining," and this guy says, "I was harvesting mushrooms," and yeah. So they all get this all at once start explaining, and this guy's like, "Is there actually food for us? Right? I'm tired of eating mushrooms." So, this guy finishes pooping, and this guy was laughing at him for pooping. Right? Um,
So
it's-
yeah, I'll.
yeah, it's your turn again, I guess.
What are you doing?
I'll. So
You're ignoring Connor
was
and just talking
thinking,
to the kobolds.
you know the dwarves. You know the dwarves, right?
Yeah.
What if we offer them to the kobolds and see if they could be friendly to us for our next visits back to the cave?
That wasn't the plan.
All right, so you guys talk
Oh
among
yeah,
yourselves
you
for a
want it
bit.
to be right.
How do I respond to that? Yes, I wanted some experience with. I wanted some experience, but are you? What are you planning to do? Like, are you trying to be diplomatic with them, or are we?
Well, I was gonna see if we could walk them back, then kind of jump them while they're walking, so we could legitimately catch them by surprise. Since
Okay.
right now, as it is, we're walking in, they're surrounding us.
I see. Then you can cast sleep. Okay. Okay.
Because what I was
Yeah.
also thinking, I have the flowers. I could try shoving them in like one of their mouths from behind, and cast it on some like another thing.
Mm.
That should theoretically take two of them down.
Alright.
While you guys are in the middle of your discussion, the kobolds react very favorably. So they just like are just letting you guys have your privacy to discuss your plans that they don't know what you're talking about. But even some of them come out
So,
with offerings. They bring you out some mushrooms. They say these ones are not poisonous. They say that to Sir Posnadar, right? And he says they taste very good. Trust, right? And they like hand you a handful of mushrooms, right? They both do. These are not black mushrooms. They are white mushrooms, white and gray. They say they taste very good, especially in a soup. Sorry to interrupt your
So-
conversation, right? They're just making offerings to you. Since you speak their language. And this guy's still asking you, you know, as he's handing you mushrooms, he's like, how did you learn Cobalt? Who taught you? Right?
I graciously accept the mushrooms and say that I learned, lie to them saying that I learned, Cobalt in, a previous ravine I was in, that I lived among them.
Okay. Yeah. That can actually be the truth if you want it to be, right? You can say that you studied among the kobolds. You get to choose how you learned your language, possibly, as long as it's reasonable. So you say that you studied among kobolds, right, back in the day, that you used to live with them. So they're
That's pretty
confused.
reasonable.
Yes.
They pass you the mushrooms. Do you accept?
Yes.
All right.
So, I will say, Connor is gonna put away his warhammer, like just like make it seem more peaceful.
Yep. You stole the hammer. So I
Yeah,
guess
like-
you guys
yeah.
chose to make friends instead of enemies today.
Yes,
kobolds-
definitely keep the shield out though.
Yeah, of course, my shield's out, but well, friends, we're probably gonna end up between them. So
You open your knapsack for them, I guess, or your satchel. You open the satchel. They put down the mushrooms. They are called miso mushrooms, and they're mushrooms for making miso soup. You receive 20 of them total.
Ask them about the black mushrooms as well.
They say those are poisonous. They tell you in Kobold, like, oh, don't touch those. They're poisonous. Yes, they're for the intruders to eat. We grew them there ourselves, actually.
Ooh. Okay.
It took
I thank them for the information.
yeah, they give you the whitish, brownish, grayish mushrooms, mostly white, and they're soup mushrooms. They're for eating.
So, Capone,
Yes.
are we going to lead them to the rations and then jump them, or?
No, we'll get them by one of the doors. Because if anything, we could take some of them out, and we'll have kind of the doors as a little bit more coverage rather than this like more open area.
Open area that you can cast your sleep. You can see them on.
Some of the kobolds come up to you with offerings to sell you things. These two come up and say, "Would you be interested in buying some moss today, sir?
No.
These are rare mosses."
No. Ooh. What
Yes.
is so rare about them?
And this one says, "They help your skin feel good if you're cut." Yes, a healing moss. Healing mosses.
Okay, hold on. Let me write something. I won't know this unless he told me.
You can have one handful of healing moss for 1 copper. So basically, these mosses, you can do an identification, but these are indeed special moss. Knowledge check. Basically, they are medicinal moss, and it works like a bandage and antibiotic at the same time, like medicine and bandage, right? So it helps stop bleeding and helps disinfect the wound. It's a healing moss.
Yes, I'll buy it.
It's basically a bandage, right? But with medicinal properties. He sells you 1 healing moss for 1 copper. He has 3 to sell you. So you want to buy all 3?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't have. Do you have enough?
He has 1 copper. You have 0. So you only can buy 1.
Yeah.
Okay, you pay him 1. He gives you 1 healing
Alright.
moss. Alright.
Hey, can you ask how many they are in there?
That's suspicious as hell.
Well, if we're gonna feed them food.
Yeah.
we
How
know
how
if-
many mouths are we expecting to feed? I guess.
They tell you that this door leads into their lair or their territory of the dungeon. These guys are just they're actually mushroom collectors or scouts. That's their group. They're on a mission to gather resources, right? After hearing reports that yesterday the Kobold Guard troop was destroyed and annihilated, and their food stash was also confiscated. So they're scouts, but they have to feed a colony of kobolds, right? They're in charge of identifying a food source for their colony to eat. That colony could be anywhere from like 30 kobolds, right? Like it's a whole layer, right? So a layer of kobolds is where they're from, right? there could be like 30 of them somewhere else.
Yeah. What are they saying?
Anyway, they say right now though there's 8 of them here, ready to eat, if you're willing to share food.
Yeah. I'm asking Sir Pons. How many? How many? What are they saying?
Ooh.
They do some math and they figure out there's 8 of them here. They're like all trying to count each other. Like, 8 including me? Is that 9? No, 8. No, 8? Are you sure? Like, they're not sure how to count.
Me neither. Yeah. All right. Well.
Is there a way I
Let's,
could unsuspiciously take apart the popsicle?
You want to just like walk over here and do that while Connor keeps them busy, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Connor, what do you want to do with
just
him?
like, I'll give Wait, did I buy it yet?
You already bought. You put your popsicle down against the wall and you put the coin in their hand. They gave you a handful of moss. And you stuffed it in your satchel.
I'll give Connor the torch. You want to take the torch, Connor?
Yeah. I think the torch.
No, I should have one.
How much longer does this torch have?
Check the time. It's got 30 minutes left.
Alright, we have. Alright.
Alright.
So,
Yeah, the kobolds are, at this point, as you guys are passing your year around, doing your own thing, they ask you questions, you mostly ignore them. They have made you offerings, you accept it. And now they're asking if you're still gonna bring them food. In the kobold language, like, so, we eating anytime soon? Right.
can I ask them if, we'd be more welcome if after this encounter?
Like, if you're welcome back? You're asking them if you're welcome back?
Yeah. Like, if they're gonna attack us if we come back.
They're not sure. They say,
Fair enough.
there are many kobolds down here, and every leader is different. But, I'm a fair leader, and if you're not gonna attack us, we're not gonna attack you.
While he's close up, I'm gonna, I have one hand free, so I'll just use, sleep spell. Can I use a sleep spell on him and just kinda, like, jab one of them with the popsicle?
If you cast a spell, you can't do anything else but cast. But while you're casting, you're very vulnerable, because it takes a lot of, you have to concentrate. Casting takes concentration.
While they're eating, give them food.
Oh, I was gonna say, I have the flour. What if I give them... Because I have what? How many... Do I just have one flour? Like that little thing?
You didn't really actually take it, right? You scooped it toward you, it made you sleepy. That's it. It was like petals, like remains of a flower.
I see. How was the LMG took it? Alright. Hey, I think we should go grab the food.
Yeah.
Tell them that we're grabbing it.
The leader's saying,
I'll tell them we're
we'll
gonna
wait here for the food.
grab it and...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back. Oh no.
Yeah.
We should draw them out, because at the same time, if they alert them, we don't know how many are behind that door that could just burst through.
Alright.
Yeah.
As the leader's talking to you, you notice like his friends are all whispering in the back of his, they're all whispering behind him. So as you guys scheme, they're scheming too. Like these three are like telling him what he should do, and he's the one talking to you. And he's like shaking his head, nodding at some of them, shaking his head against others. So they all have different opinions. They're all whispering into their leader's head. You guys are leaving too now. They shut the door on your way out. They close it.
Yeah. Alright. So here, as we're walking over there, I was gonna say, here what we should do. Once they're busy eating and stuff.
Black mushrooms. They said it's poisonous. We could get the black mushrooms and mix the black mushrooms in with the rations we give them.
You're right. Do we have any leftover? I doubt we have any leftovers of the stew, but... Actually,
You can make some more
yeah,
if you want.
yeah. Let's make some stew for them. Mix them with the black mushrooms.
We'll also mix some of the white mushrooms in too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go out.
Alright,
Make
so back out
some.
here, you can gather
Use
some
some of the
rations.
water. That's right. Yeah. Gather some of the water.
Yeah, we don't give them food.
Alright, so you grab 8 rations. You can head outside and make a fire. You can boil soup in your helmet. You can put the. You can go back in, put some of the soup mushrooms in there, and then somehow carefully extract some of those black mushrooms and put it in your helmet or the stew.
Yes. Yes.
Whose helmet are we gonna use to cook
Yeah,
soup
we'll
in?
also get a wine.
My own helmet.
Okay. So let's say
Helmet
the whole
in our-
process took you guys about. So
Yeah.
it took you about, let's say, to gather the food and leave the dungeon took you 10 minutes. To create a fire and cook the soup took you about 20 minutes. And then you went back in, right? At 1300.
Yeah.
You lit a new torch at that point.
Yeah. I have a new torch. Okay. When we go in there, tell them that we made a stew with the white mushrooms. Like.
So yeah, how many you put like 10 10 soup mushrooms in there, right? Or just 8?
Yeah.
How many you want to put in? 10 of them? Okay. So say like you put 10 of them in, you cut them up and you threw them in, about 10 soup mushrooms. Too much. All right, just 10 soup mushrooms, and then with that you went back with your soup, and took you about 10 minutes to get back here, and then to extract the black mushrooms. What do you want to do? You want to like cut it from a distance?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to say, cut it with your pulsicle. I'm gonna put a bandage over my face. A bandage over my face, and then carefully grab it and put it into. You need to.
Alright, so yeah, he slices into the black mushrooms, right? Sir Ponstadar, you want to do that? Cut one off the wall? Or you want to do something else? Okay. So you cut one off the wall, and as soon as you slice into it, spores shoot out of the mushroom, right? Like burst. And they like shoot out, and then there's a cloud of mushroom spores. You can step back away from the spores. But then Connor has wrapped his face with a bandage, right? You want to move in there and try to pick it up? Connor? Hold your breath.
Forward. Yeah, hold my breath. Use
Or you could scoop it.
bandage.
You could scoop it toward you. Yeah, so you don't have to like walk in the cloud, right?
Yeah.
And take those
Suppository.
bandages off the second you get back.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not actually going into the spores because it will get all over his armor and gear. He just has it just in case, right? He ends up breathing some in. So Ponsadar, you just get your distance as soon as you cut it. It explodes. The spores are spreading. As the spores settle down, you move back in and you scoop it toward you. All right. While that was happening, by the way, the kobolds heard you guys and like we're just watching from the door. All right. This is you guys harvesting a mushroom.
Yeah.
They're like, "Welcome back" in the kobold language. They see you got a pot of soup on the ground. They see you scoop the black mushroom toward you. They're like, warning you that that's a dangerous mushroom, right? Like this kobold's like, "Oh, those are poisonous, by the way, in case you forgot."
Well, what are they saying?
They're just warning you that, telling you again that those are poisonous mushrooms.
I know,
I told them, we're just collecting some for some future. Yeah. I tell them that it's just for research for the future, as I'm a adventuring herbalist.
All right. But they say, come on in. Let's have some dinner.
Yeah. Just give us one moment. Wait, I don't understand. So, okay.
Yeah.
What are they saying? For, uh, sir.
Pause Nadar.
Yeah, suppose it are.
Sir Pause.
They're asking for food. Let's say
Tell them.
how
to
many
get,
more mushrooms, the black mushrooms, are on that wall?
Let's say there was like half a dozen black mushrooms growing there, so there's only 5 left.
Yeah.
So we could leave the pot over there and just say it's too hot to hold, and like they
Yeah. Tell them to get everything set up.
they lead
for
them over. Yeah, yeah. I'll just tell them to get everything set up, that they will be there momentarily.
Okay. Yeah. He nods and says, "Very well." Closes the door. All right.
Quickly, put mushrooms in.
You guys want to put the mushrooms in the soup?
Yeah, I'll tear them up into little pieces so that way they don't just see a whole ass black mushroom in it.
Okay. So you've got a mushroom. When it was cut, the spores shot out. It's pretty poisonous. It's at your feet. You want to grab it?
I
want to try and gently stab it with the sickle.
Okay. You want to like try to cut it up with the sickle? Like take the sickle off the pole and like slice it.
Yeah.
Maybe you should put a bandage around your face too, in case it explodes with spores.
Yeah, I give him my other bandage. I put
it around his, yeah, and it as you slice into it, more spores kind of shoot out. Not as much as the initial blast, but a few spores pop out of it. So if you inhale that, you would have poisoned yourself. But yeah, it's like flying around the spores, right? Little spores going everywhere.
Yeah.
Let it settle a little bit and then pick up.
But yeah, you cut it into a few pieces. You throw it into the soup. All right, you poisoned the soup now.
Oh no, I know.
I'm sorry.
Bad.
I'm sorry, my mom was. All right.
All right. What do you guys want to do now? The soup has been poisoned by one black mushroom. Sliced into smaller bits.
Yeah. Start poison them. I need to do something very quick. I'll try to be as fast as I can.
Okay. So yeah, he's taking a shit maybe or something. What would you like to
I'll
do?
use my sickle. Can I, while we put the mushrooms in?
What was that? Oh, looks like you got disconnected. Whooped. Alright, are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, there. Did you hear me?
No, sorry.
No, I was saying I'll just mix the stew up to make it kind of like,
Blend together.
Yeah.
Alright, it's all blended in there.
Then also, if I do that, would my sickle be poisoned?
Not necessarily. It's mixed in with all the soup and all that, so if there was any spores left on it, it's a lot weakened, right? Probably not enough to actually hurt someone.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'll be good then. While I'm there, I want to take the sickle off the pole.
Alright, I'm back.
I'll give him back the pole.
Whew, I did something so fast.
Alright, Connor, then you finished up whatever you're doing. So Paznadar, he stewed or stirred it, the soup, and then he passed your pole back.
Yeah, thank you. Alright, let's give these kobolds a feast of their life.
Your best and last.
Alright, so what do you want to do? You want to knock on their door and offer them the soup?
Yeah,
Yes.
go up there, knock.
Okay. Yeah. Connor, you're carrying the soup because it's your helmet with the soup in it. You will wash your helmet out later. But yeah, you guys knock on the door. And they open it and see how they react to your crew. Alright. They don't look very happy. They react, when they
Hello.
open it, they're kind of, maybe, they have like frowns in their faces. They're a little angry. And, yeah, they react negatively. The kobold here says,
Hey, look. I get it. We perhaps can't be trusted, maybe. But you don't have to go so far to just poison our soup in front of us. Like, we can hear you guys working on that just behind our door. But, I appreciate the offerings. How about we just, pretend we never met?
I gaslight them.
what do you want to say?
I tell them that is
Why
very
do they look so
insulting
angry?
to me that they'd assume I do that.
Alright, this kobold in his language says,
Alright, then where's that mushroom
Like,
you were
how
cutting
dare
then?
you? Like, I'm
Right.
clutching my pearl.
yeah. So, they heard you guys, you know,
Confused, like,
Say
making
it's
soup for them. And this kobold says,
If the soup is not poisoned, how about you have a sip yourself?
right.
what's happening?
So
Sir,
they react negatively.
what's that?
It turns out they do know what's going on, right? And they react negatively. They're saying, well, you know, we know the soup is poisoned. Let's pretend we never met then. And this one, and then you guys
Yes.
said that you didn't poison
Perhaps.
it, and that they're insulting you guys. And so this one says, in contestment, that please take a sip then and show us it's not poisoned.
Yeah, I know what.
Let's
they're
throw
saying.
the soup
I'm
on him.
Just throw the
I'm
soup
just
at him
asking her.
and cast sleep. You wanna do that?
Yeah, throw the soup
Alright.
on him and cast sleep.
Alright.
I throw. Okay, what? Okay.
So
You told me that. Throw the soup on it.
yeah, because you're currently carrying the torch and the helm, right? Which is the soup. Because you had to put
Yeah.
your shield away to carry the soup around. So Personadar has nothing in his
Yes.
nothing equipped, but he can cast a spell. So you'll just kind of like splash the soup at them, or do you want to throw the whole helmet at them?
You know what? So okay, hold on. I need to know something. Did you tell me in character what's happening?
Okay, so your situation is basically, Serpazador is like, he's been, you know, found out, right? So the last thing that happened was this kobold told him to take a sip. He steps back and is probably gonna start casting the spell. And what's happening is, yeah, you've been found out, right? The kobolds are trying to peacefully resolve the situation, right? They're saying, how about we pretend we never met, and they're about to close the door on you. But then before that, Serpazador was like, that's disrespectful, right? Like, how dare you insult that? How dare you insult us and say that we're trying to kill you?
Oh.
And so this guy's like, all right, well, if you're not trying to kill us, please take a sip of the soup, right? And then now
I
he's stepping
know
back about
what-
to cast.
I just want to know if I'm told anything in character.
Oh yeah,
because
you don't know
I
what's going
know
on
what's happening
because they're
at
yeah
all.
he's speaking kobold to them, right? So
Yeah,
he's
I
stepping
have
back.
no clue what's happening. Like,
All right, you want to tell him to throw the soup at them, Suppositor, or you want to just start casting a spell? What's your
if he
action?
starts casting the spell, I'm dropping the
The soup.
the helmet and putting up the shield to guard him.
Ask him to throw
catch-
this.
So if you tell him to
You
throw the
throw
soup,
the
you
soup.
can't cast a spell, right? It's one or the other
That
for your first action. Do you want to cast the spell, or do you want to tell him to throw the soup, or something else?
ask him
We can't hear
to
you.
throw the soup at them. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you're lagging.
Throw the soup at one of their faces.
Okay, we heard that. So Connor,
All right.
Yeah, soup.
yep, he tells you to throw the soup at them, right? He like steps back, says, throw the soup at
Right.
them, right? And what do you want to do? Do it or something else?
I'm going to throw the soup,
Okay, so you're about to throw the
and
soup.
I'm gonna raise my grab my sling and shield it.
All right, you'll have to grab it after you throw the soup. So you're throwing the soup first, and as you're throwing it, these guys are shutting the doors, right? So we're gonna see who's faster: you throwing that soup or them shutting the doors, right? So here's your initiative. It's 1, and there's just 3. So as soon as you start throwing it, they slam the door shut, and it just hits the door. So you
All right.
spill the soup
We need
all
to
over the
move.
door.
We need to run.
You guys want to run?
Right.
Okay, you're leaving.
We're at a. let's go-
The
I
mission,
like-
the plan has
well,
failed.
not yet. I'm gonna okay, I'm gonna tell him before I start running. I'm gonna make sure he gets away first,
Okay.
because I'm able to defend, and I'm gonna say
Yeah.
to him, "We lost the advantage. We need to get out of here."
Alright, so Paznadar, you want to run away or you want to get ready to cast a spell still? They shut the door, so can't really cast it anymore unless you see them.
If you want me to, I could try to force open that door, and you can cast that spell. But I don't
That's
know.
really risky.
Yeah.
So let's head back. Because
Yeah.
if they didn't hear it, like, so far it's just kind of like a neutral, like, just stay away. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can come back with a bigger party.
Bigger crew next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, bigger crew.
Alright, I guess to wrap up the story for tonight, you guys can grab whatever treasures you can on the way out, and then we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
So sadly we couldn't get the combat. It was pretty goofy there. Almost had them, right? It just we kind of fumbled around here, right? We cooked ourselves. You guys were just right outside their door cooking up poison soup.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of obvious to them,
Yeah.
right? What's going on?
But
Like, imagine if you're the kobolds, like, we just saw them cutting up black mushrooms, and they have a bowl of soup for us. What's about to happen? So
we should have cut up the mushrooms first. Maybe make it like, oh, like your excuse while you're collecting them would have been more believable when instead of
You're the one that said you're the one that said to do it later. I was gonna do it then.
well,
it's all right.
at
Maybe
the
next
time
time.
when I said do it later because yeah, have a good night.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not leaving yet. So I was just saying, maybe next time
Okay.
you can do that.
Yeah.
All right, you
I thought
get your helmet
said,
back. So to wrap up the story, real quick, you guys will leave with your gear. You dump the soup out. You wash it in the creek water or the cave water.
I
You can wash
don't
it
put on
better
my
on
head
the way out.
yet.
Yeah, you can wash it in the river later, properly. But on the way out, you guys can carry out this treasure, right? There's 200 coppers, and I think we might have enough storage, possibly. Let's see, Sir Posnadard, you have a backpack. You have a satchel, right? So it already has supplies. It's got like maybe about 15 pounds worth of supplies in there. So therefore, you can only carry 5 pounds of copper, sadly. Connor, you have a sack. Yeah, and there's sacks right here too, so we can grab those sacks and fill them.
Yeah.
Each sack carries up to 30 pounds. So if you wanted to take 200 pounds, so 3 sacks carry up to, or 5 sacks carry up to 150. And let me check if you have any storage capacity on you. You have a sack right here. Wait,
Yeah.
there should only be
So I took a
4.
sack.
Yeah, there's
I took
only
a
be
sack
4 here.
earlier.
Yeah, so there's only 4 here and 1 on you. Alright. Oh wait, no. There should be 5, yeah. There's 5 here, 1 on you. Alright, so if you have 6 sacks total, 6 times 3 is 108. 6 times 30 pounds is 180. So you can carry 80 pounds on top of his 5, so it's 85. Do you have any other bags? Let's see.
I don't.
You don't. So you guys can only haul out 185. There's 15 pounds left to take, which you can't carry because you don't have enough bag or storage space. I would say to carry the last bit of it, let's see what you can take or how you can do this. You can use your shields, yeah. You can use your shields and stack the last 15 pounds. Shields and helmets. You'll just be marching back to town, like just overburdened, right? Like sacks filled to the brim, helmets and shields just stacked with fucking copper ore.
All nice and vulnerable.
Yeah, very vulnerable. But you could drop it all in case of combat, right? So in case you guys do encounter enemies on the way, you can drop all your loot and get ready for fighting or fleeing, right? So.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll do that so you can at least get the XP. And it's 200 pounds worth of copper there, which is worth 2 XP. And lots of money. For the copper you explored or discovered earlier in the game, you don't have enough space to harvest it, and you have no means to really extract it yet. You have to get like a net or something. Right?
When we have a bigger crew, we can do all this.
Figure that out, yeah. Get like a bucket or something. Anyway, that should be the wrap for the game. So to sum it up, going on your sheets, you get back to town. You made some progress, right? Mostly combat engineering, right? You secured the traps and no longer they're not really a hazard anymore, at least. You made bridges, so I guess the next crew would be very appreciative of that, right? Let's see. Experience wise, you both get 1 experience each because there's total 2 experience gained, so 1 each. So we've got 1 XP for this expedition. And then money wise, you both receive you sold the copper ore for copper, and that's worth 200 copper pieces, so 100 each. So you both have 100 copper.
Yeah, let's go.
Good money right there. That's about equivalent to about $1,000 US, roughly. Pretty good paycheck. 1 day of work, it's like being paid $100 an hour. All right.
Yeah, the risk of having 2 people, if you get a lot of money, 2 people get a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the nice part about having a small crew. There's less shares to split, right? Or less people to split the money with.
Yeah, 50-50 is really nice, you know.
Full 100 coppers right there. Yeah, it's better than your first run. Your first run you got 25. This time you got 100. Let's see. Alright, good job, guys.
Next time we can go mining.
Thank you all for playing. Hope you had fun, and hope to see you at the next one. Take care, brothers. Good night.
Yeah, quick question.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Plan to run the next one?
It's 4:14 p.m. for me right now, but I know it's super late for you. So you probably won't be able to play
like
today.
12. It's good night.
Okay.
Oh, for me it's 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's hella late for y'all. You guys are in the US?
I got like work at 1 in the afternoon tomorrow or today.
Yeah, so make sure you get some sleep.
I don't work.
All good. Yeah, you're still in school.
Yeah, I stayed up late for this. I tried not to leave early.
I appreciate it.
For that.
Appreciate it, Whoop, for sticking it through as a new player and everything. Because we do get a lot of new players every now and then, but they just leave like midway or don't even give it an effort. So I hope you had fun. I really appreciate you staying to play. And as usual, of course, thank you, Ethan, for coming back to play. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks for playing.
Alright. Have a good night.
Peace out.